Okay, so here we head into round 5 of the team match. Some developments that did not go so great for us. Round... well, I guess that was last round, wasn't it? That was round 4. That they hit our C-Zone 8. So we lost our UK fleet, so that hurt. He did take out that transport that I went up there with to sacrifice. Did get his guys to move that way, so we slowed them down. Again, that takes them so that they went G5 here, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the Quake Sylvie back is 9, so that's one less unit. That's also threatening West Russia, which is starting to get very thin. So we're, trying to hold on to this as long as we can. So I'm going to position all my UK fighters that I can within range of getting back to Moscow at least, or Caucasus. But I think we're going to hold this against a G. Now, G5 is a normal timing where Germany's looking to stack West Russia. So we held him out G5. I imagine G6 he's probably going to be able to get in there. I haven't done any of the math or any of the cookbooks or anything, but I'm just guessing because it's getting kind of close on this one. And he's going to be building 2 as well as moving in 10, 11 more units into it. So he's going to be adding 13 units that can move into their next turn. We're going to be building probably like 6, Russians or so that would be able to add to it. And then we'll have 2 fighters and maybe a handful of fighters over here that can also add to it, but that's about it. So, I don't know. It'll be tight. We'll try to hold it. If we can hold it, we can hold it. That'd be fantastic. But I got a feeling it's going to be a bit tight. Of course, over here, he's got 5 units plus 2 bombers going here. So if I move in my 5, that would be on his benefit. So we're going to have to retreat. But at the same time, if he moves 5 in, I've got 5 plus a bomber. I'll be threatening back. So, hopefully we can still at least just keep this plugged and keep it neutralized there. Dead zone both directions. And otherwise, almost, this is one of those things we always got to watch for, right, is a victory city win. So UK could have potentially taken a shot at Italy. Obviously, if we had a transport in range, I guess a US had to move out of the way, but if we had a UK or US transport, we would have been able to take France. But as is, even with those 2, we wouldn't have enough for a victory city anyway, so we're not there because we haven't gotten Philippines yet. So the disaster happened on US's turn. It was a 50-50 battle on C-Zone 62. Obviously, they lost with 2 battleships still surviving. That's fine. We've got plenty of UK to finish off the fleet, but what hurt is US attacking Borneo and just fell flat on their face. Lost infantry and artillery. No loss to him at all. That hurt. So now we got 1 transport with 1 infantry there, 1 transport with 1 infantry here, 1 transport with 1 infantry here. Not great. We'll be able to do the infantry fighter attack on Borneo, but he can simply land a fighter. They've got all these fighters they're using. They could put fighters on the islands next turn, and they're going to continue to be rough on us here. Plus, this infantry is probably going to get picked off with all these fighters going around. So this is actually an interesting situation where we felt really good. This was huge because we were going to take this, build our factory, and then we could creep into these other territories. But now we're sitting pretty rough. We should have had this on US 4, building a factory on 5. Now we're not even going to get it on US 5 in most likelihood. And if they don't take it, then it's maybe US 6, maybe not till US 7. Now we're really starting to get in trouble. So where we were ahead by a turn, we're quickly falling behind simply because it failed here. They'll be able to pick that guy off with fighters, unfortunately, and this 1 infantry. So this has an infantry and an AA. Obviously, the AA can't attack, but the infantry can attack. If they don't put any fighters on Borneo, then I would do the infantry fighter and sacrifice the fighter if we have to in order to take it. But that's not how it's standing, so that's not what we're going to get right now this turn. So yeah. I am going to move these guys on into here and start trying to work on taking the territory in here. Really want Thailand to be taken by U.S., but we can start eating up China, hopefully, at least. And we're going to take one infantry to take this guy. That way he can like take one of these two. He could kill both the infantry using his fighters, but we'll have these two infantry and artillery sitting here. So with my transport here, they can grab him and go to one of these islands if we end up ultimately deciding to have UK grab an island, because we got to speed things up. So in any case, we will be able to hold West Russia with the 2 more fighters coming through, so we should be able to hold West Russia. We're going to help out by trying to take out these Ukraine infantry. So I'm going to use tank bomber to hit those Ukraine infantry. Reason being, in defense, a defense strength of a tank is 5. If you're not sure what defense strength is, that's where I use their defensive power plus units times 2. So he's a defensive power of 3. Unit is 1 times 2. That gives him a defense power of 5. Each infantry has an attack power, or attack strength, of 3. 1 for their attack power, 2 for their unit. So combined, that's 6. So that's a 6 over 5. So it's a positive value for us to go ahead if we can take out those 2 infantry for 1 tank. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build 3 ground for India. We really want to start building up our ground, prepping for when Germany does start to make their move. We need to get as much going on here as we can. Meanwhile, we do want to continue to build air as best as we can. That leaves me 4 hanging in there, which will match with my 32. So that next turn we can at the very least get 2 infantry and maybe 3 planes if we need to. Or we can look at 2 carriers and a destroyer would give me 3 boats and 4 fighters in the range that we could have 7 boats up here to start a fleet going on up in this direction. So there's our purchase. Now you're saying, why don't I take the 2? Because he'll have infantry that could hit both of those. He only has 1 infantry to hit both these isolated infantries. So we'll make him have to air raid if he wants to kill both of them. We really need all the air cover plus 2 of these fighters surviving in 61 to go against his 9. Oh, shoot. I miscounted. He's got 10 fighters. I thought he had 9. I didn't view that in close enough. Yay. So really I want 3 fighters to survive. So I'd really like all 4 fighters to survive. If 3 fighters survive, that leaves us a 50-50 that he could take on here, but we have more fleet coming in at the very least, so I would feel a little bit comfortable with that. That being said, it is a 62% chance that 4 fighters or better survive, and a 84% chance that 3 fighters or better survive. So hopefully that's a risk that appears to be an okay risk to me. Taking this one separately rather than stacking up the U.S. infantry also gives me 2 landing spots. So if he does kill the fleet and he does take this one with his Japan, the fighters would have somewhere to land if he did that route. And I do want to make sure we have fighters last. Yep. And I think that's it for our attacks. Oh, nope. Now that's it for our attacks. Alright, we need good dice here. Really want all 4 fighters to survive. Come on, surprise strike hit. 3 hits. Surprise strike hit. Come on, kill one of those battleships so they don't get a shot back. Come on, give us a hit. Arrgh. Come on, we need a whiff. Need a whiff. All right, well, they got the 4 fighters survived though, at least, so we'll take it. I've been happy to have a sub or 2 survive too. That'd been great, but I'm just glad all 4 fighters survived. That was key. Are you kidding me? Well, that's no bueno. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could threaten there. We got enough here to threaten any builds by them. So we're going to throw them in as trash as well, but that'll help defend there. But it still helps dead zone, so he can go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll still have our 5 in that guy dead zone. We're building infantry artillery so he can grab 1, 2, so he can hit DI. This guy can come here, grab infantry artillery, and he can hit DEI, so we can have 4 units hitting DEI at the very least. And then also 4 fighters, a battleship and cruiser that could hit DEI if we need to. Whoa. Ah, crapola. Oh, I'm beating my head. I did not think about that. That is very much not good. I forgot they used four movements to get there. Oh, my brain is hurting too much. Well, that is bad news. We're going to need some Dice Gods moments to help us clear these guys. Son of a gun. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Ugh, headaches, 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 headaches. The only good news is if they use all their fighters on these 2 C zones. Man, I can't believe I did that. Oh, I'm kicking myself. They use all their fighters on these C zones. Hopefully we kill lots of fighters, for 1. But 2, any fighter used on attacking these C zones would not be able to get back to Borneo to protect them from the U.S. coming and striking. Where was my brain going? Oh, we need to start a grilling gods moment here. The extra problem here is if he was to go just strike here with 2 fighters and hit the carrier, then he could retreat and kill the 2 fighters on top of it because they don't have a landing zone. I might have to think a little bit if I want to have him do the fighters last or fighters first. Well, that gives him a 90% shot on 61, or yeah, 90% shot on C-Zone 61. I'm going to just leave it here. Maybe he gets greedy and sends 2 planes to try to, 2 or 3 planes to try and take care of this fleet as well, in which case I would hurt him down there. Or maybe he sends a plane or 2 to try to hit the unit here. I don't know. I just realized, son of a gun, I did not look at where we were at with US. That he's got his bomber sitting here, so he'll have an infantry tank that could come here. Crud. I may have to just leave this AA back. To be fodder for them. Dang it, that round just did not go well. Alright, well, I guess it is what it is. Unfortunately, US had bad dice. I mean, this was a huge thing. My brain freeze, and I was counting on them where I would be able to work this a little bit differently. But my brain freeze hurt. Alright, well, we went from being a little bit ahead in this game to I think we're behind in this game now. Unfortunately, so we're going to see if we can pull this, turn this back around again. We're not way behind, but I think we're behind again. A bummer. Oh, there we go. Had I been thinking about this, I would have sacrificed the fighters instead of the subs and let the carrier at least come back. But we got caught thought not thinking. All right, here we go. It's going to get interesting.